Hey Twilights, welcome or welcome back to Twilight Corner. So in today's video, we are going to be studying aeromodeling के questions. So for a certificate NCC exam, so let's start. But before we start, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and also share this video with your friends. So let's start, and please help me reach 100 subscribers to the end of the month. So yeah, till the end of the month, let's hit 100 subscribers, guys. Come on. And thank you so much for 75 subscribers. I'm really grateful for each one of you. So let's start. So the aims of including aeromodeling in NCC curriculum are to increase air-mindedness in the youth of our country. So I'll tell you the main reason for this question is basically what is the aim, like what is the purpose or the goal of including aeromodeling in NCC curriculum. What is aeromodeling? First of all, it is a way of making a miniature aircraft model, right? So basically, why do we include this in NCC curriculum? It's basically to increase the air-mindedness in our country. Matlab that we are supposed to join, like, to fascinate kids about aircrafts and stuff like that. So it's basically to increase air-mindedness in the youth of our country. All right. So the aims of including aeromodeling in NCC curriculum are to increase the air-mindedness in the youth of our country. Dr. Thomas was the first person to discover the lifting property of a cambered aircraft in comparison of the first surface. So basically, who was the first person to discover the lifting property or taking off property when an aircraft takes off? Who discovered this of a cambered surface? मतलब ऊपर खबर वाला surface जो होता है वो like थोड़ा सा rested surface, I guess you could say. उखड़ खाबड़ जो रहता है ना थोड़ा वो वाला surface, I think इसका यही मतलब है. From the first surface, I could be wrong also, so please do get the answer. But who was the first person to discover the lifting property of a cambered surface in comparison of a comparison to the first surface? It was Dr. Thomas. Okay. Then who built a petrol-driven model Aerodome number 5? So who was the first person to make a aeromodeling वाला model? ठीक है. Of क्या है petrol driven model. Basically it was made up of petrol driven. Usually the fuel which is used in aeromodeling is kerosene or stuff like that. But who was the first person to use a petrol as a fuel for aerodome? It was aerodome number 5 and it was built by Professor Langley. So who built a petrol driven model aerodome number 5? It was Professor Langley. Okay, so this is the same question, it is repeated twice. This is a good question that could come in your exam, all right? That's why there is a star marked. Okay. Next question. Oh wait, if you want to take a screenshot, you can. Go ahead. Okay, I hope you have done that. Now. Next question is, name the miniature engines used in aeromodeling. So what is the small engines? That is the small miniature engines used in aeromodeling. It is spark ignition, diesel, glow plug, and all of these. So what is the miniature engines used in aeromodeling? Spark ignition, diesel, and glow plug. Okay. Miniature names of miniature engines that are used in aeromodeling: spark ignition, diesel, and glow plug. Okay. The aims of including aeromodeling in NCC curriculum are to increase the air-mindedness in the youth of our country. Dr. Thomas was the first person to discover the lifting property of a cambered surface in comparison of the first surface. Professor Langley was the first who built a petrol-driven model, Aerodome number 5. Professor Langley was the person who built a petrol-driven model, Aerodome number 5. Then identify the main substance used to make aeromodel that can be made. So the answer actually is wood, I think, क्योंकि basically main substance जो use होता है it's wood itself that is used for aeromodeling. तो हाँ इधर magnet दिया हुआ है but I guess you can just see this, but the answer is wood. Okay. And पहले वाले में aluminium it was there, so I feel like the answer is wood. Okay. So the basic tools used in aeromodeling is screwdriver, hand drill, sandpaper, and pin. This is also a good question that could come in your exam. what are the two questions that I told you? पहला वो aerodrome वाला question and this 12th question which is very important. Please do learn this. This is a good question that could come in your exam. Okay. So the basic tools used in aeromodeling are screwdriver, hand drill, sandpaper, and pin. Basic tools that are used in aeromodeling are screwdriver, hand drill, and sandpaper. So I hope this is clear. Now let's quickly revise it once. The aims of including aeromodeling in NCC curriculum are to increase the air-mindedness in the youth of our country. Dr. Thomas was the first person to discover the lifting property of a cambered surface in comparison of the first surface, who built a petrol-driven model of an aerodrome number 5, Professor Langley. Who built a petrol-driven model aerodrome number 5, Professor Langley. Identify the main substance that can be used. Acha, listen. Spruce is a type of wood. Okay, so answer is spruce, neither aluminium or iron or magnet. The answer is spruce. Okay, identify the main substance that can be used to make aeromodel that is spruce. Name the miniature engines used in aeromodeling, that is spark ignition, glow plug, and diesel. Okay. The aims of including aeromodeling in NCC curriculum is to increase air-mindedness in the youth of our country. Screenshot लेना तो एक बार ले लो. I hope ले लिया होगा, तब तक मैं पढ़ लेती हूँ. Dr. Thomas was the first person to discover the lifting property of a cambered surface in comparison of the first surface. Professor Langley, who built a petrol-driven model aerodrome number 5. Again, Professor Langley, petrol-driven aerodrome number 5. 4 पर ये questions दे दिया है, but next pages में different questions हैं. Identify the main substance which can be used to make an aeromodel, that is spruce, that is a type of wood. And then the basic tools used in aeromodeling are screwdriver, hand drill, sandpaper, and pin. Okay. Alright, let's move on. Who built the first helicopter for aeromodeling? So who was the first helicopter who built it? It was, tell us who. It was Sir George Cayley. Sir George Cayley was the first person to actually make what do you call it, build a helicopter model for aeromodeling. So this is also a good question that could come in your exam. ठीक है, one second, let me just, there's star mark किया हुआ है, I don't have to draw it. देखो, who built the first helicopter model for aeromodeling? It was Sir George Cayley. Next, the aim of including aeromodeling in NCC is to increase air-mindedness in the youth of our country. ठीक है, this is also a good question that come in your exam क्योंकि 2 बार repeat हो रहा है ये question. So do learn this question. ठीक है. What is the aim? To increase the air-mindedness in the youth of our country. The main wood used in aeromodeling is balsa wood. Please remember, balsa wood is plywood. Okay. So balsa wood, japonica, and plywood are the different types of wood used in aeromodeling. So mainly it's balsa wood itself and plywood. So this is also a very good question that would most probably come in your exam. 100%, 99.9% sure. So the main wood used in aeromodeling is balsa wood. The main wood used in कहते हैं aeromodeling is balsa wood, japonica, and plywood. Please do remember this. ठीक है. And then how many types of aeromodeling? There are 4 types of aeromodeling. Please do remember this is also a 100% question that could come in exam. For my viva, they also asked me this question: how many types of aeromodels are there and their names. ठीक है. This sort could also come, and the main wood also they asked in viva, so please do learn it. Chung glider is an example of glider, obviously. ठीक है. Chung glider is a example of glider. And aeromodels के 4 types होते हैं, उनके नाम क्या होते हैं? जेट मॉडल, कंट्रोल लाइन मॉडल, आरसी मॉडल, that is remote control model, and glider. ठीक है. जेट मॉडल्स, कंट्रोल लाइन मॉडल, आरसी मॉडल एंड ग्लाइडर। तो चंग ग्लाइडर इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ ग्लाइडर, ऑब्वियसली नाम में ही ग्लाइडर है, ऐसे याद कर सकते हो। And radio control sets consist of transmitter. This is also good question. तो radio control sets consist of transmitter, receiver and क्या servo unit. तो basically radio control set consist of transmitter, receiver, transmit करने के लिए, receive करने के लिए, and servo unit पता नहीं क्या होता है, कुछ तो होता ही होगा। So radio control sets consist of transmitter, receiver and servo model. Remember this. Plasticine is used for balancing an aeromodel. It is type of a material that is extra used. Why is it used for? It is used basically for what? Balancing the aeromodel, मतलब so that it doesn't disbalance while flying. ठीक है, तो plasticine is a type of aircraft. Plasticine is used for balancing an aeromodel. Plasticine is used for balancing an aeromodel. Then we also had क्या? What is the main wood used for this aeromodeling? It's balsa wood, japonica and plywood. Types of aeromodeling 4 होते हैं. Chang glider is an example of glider, obviously. What are the 4 types of aeromodelings? Jet model, and then we have control line model and RC model. Radio control sets consist of transmitter, receiver and servo unit. Thinner is used for cleaning the brushes. Thinner is used for cleaning the brushes. Thinner is used for cleaning the brushes. Fuel combination of engine used in aeromodeling is either kerosene or castrol. देखो fuel combinations either कहते हैं fuel combinations, mainly जो fuels used in aeromodeling, these are क्या either kerosene or castrol. बहुत rarely use होता है पेट्रोल. इट इज़ मोस्टली यूज इन क्या 0.1 एयरक्राफ्ट्स. ठीक है, 0.1 सेंटीमीटर एयरक्राफ्ट. सो इधर केरोसिन एंड पेट्रोल, कैस्ट्रोल यूज होता है, पेट्रोल नहीं, कैस्ट्रोल. ठीक है, दिस इज ऑल्सो गुड क्वेश्चन एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो गुड क्वेश्चन दैट कुड कम इन एग्जाम. Quick fix, aerodilate and cement use of aero modeling are adhesive materials. Quick fix, aerodilate, araldite and cement used in aero modeling is adhesive materials. Basically चीज़ों को चिपकाने के लिए adhesive materials use होते हैं. तो quick fix, araldite, cement use, all of this for aero modeling is adhesive materials. Pretty good question, this could come in your exam. ठीक है, this also could come in your exam. तो let me just star mark it. स्टार भी नहीं लग रहा है यार, बकवास जी. तो एक बार मैं तब तक रिविजन करवा देती हूँ. देखो, व्हाट इज द वुड यूज्ड टू मेक एरो मॉडलिंग, बताओ. वेरी गुड. प्लाईवुड, बाल्सा वुड एंड जापानिका समथिंग ऐसे ही था ना. हाँ, एंड देन फिर क्या क्वेश्चन था, फ्यूल कॉम्बिनेशन जो था दैट इज तुम्हारा कच्ची कलाई, हाँ, japonica. And then we also had thinner is used for cleaning the brushes. Adhesive materials such as quick fix, aerodilite, all of these are adhesive materials. All right, screenshot लेना तो ले लो. And Sir George Kelly was the first person to build a helicopter model. ठीक है, आई होप ले लिया होगा. अब इधर का भी ले लो. ले लिया, ओके. ठीक है, तो ब्लैक बर्ड इज ए चंक ग्लाइडर. तो इधर एक और क्वेश्चन आता है कि ब्लैक बर्ड जो होता है what type of aero model is it? Is it RC model? Is it a static model or a model, that is a control line model. So basically this is a glider. So Blackbird is a chunk glider. John Stringfellow built in 1842 a small string operated model. तो एक small string जो operated model होती है, followed by a number of different bigger models. So that was powered by 4-stroke as well as steam engines. For short मैं बता देती हूँ. जॉन स्ट्रिंग था एक इंसान, ठीक है, who built a model in 1842. It was a small string operated, मतलब एक रस्सी से operated एक छोटा सा मॉडल था, which was followed by a number of bigger models. बाकी जाके उससे इंस्पायर होके बहुत सारे डिफरेंट मॉडल्स बने. तो उस मॉडल का नाम क्या था? उस मॉडल का नाम था पावर्ड बाय 4-स्ट्रोक एज वेल एज स्टीम इंजन का मॉडल. ठीक है, नाम नहीं, मतलब उसमें क्या इंजन वगैरह कुछ लगा होगा वही पूछ रहे हैं. इट वॉज पावर्ड बाय क्या? इट वॉज पावर्ड बाय 4-स्ट्रोक स्टीम इंजन मॉडल. ठीक है. नाउ वन ऑफ द कहते हैं one of the pioneers of aeromodeling was Alphonse Pinard, who invented models fitted with tail surfaces and wings with dilateral angles. So this was dilateral angles, आंसर ही दिया हुआ है. तो ऐसा कौन सा पायोनियर था ऑफ एरो मॉडलिंग? वॉज अल्फोंस पिनार्ड. ठीक है, तो अल्फोंस पिनार्ड ही वॉज अ पायोनियर ऑफ क्या कहते हैं एरो मॉडलिंग, हु इन्वेंटेड मॉडल्स फिटेड विद सर्फेसेस एंड विंग्स. तो इट हैड सर्फेसेस, मतलब एक फ्यूसलेज होता था, एंड ऑल्सो इट हैड विंग्स. तो with models it had also dihedral angles. In 1878, Professor Langley built an aerodrome number 5 called a petrol-driven model. It was the first ever model it was made petrol-driven वाला especially. ठीक है. Then what is used to sand or shear off the excess dope applied from static models? So it is called an emery. तो बेसिकली जो सैंड और शेयर रहता है, सारी क्रस्टी डस्टी थिंग्स रहती हैं एरो मॉडल पे, तो रिमूव दैट ऑन स्टैटिक मॉडल स्पेशली. तो एमरी इज़ यूज्ड तो जस्ट मेक इट अ लिटिल बिट मोर ग्लॉसी. ठीक है, कोट करने के लिए उसको. So what is used to sand and shear the excess dope applied on the static models? That is emery. In 1878, Professor Langley built an aerodrome number called aerodrome number 5. ओके, स्क्रीनशॉट लेना तो ले लो. ठीक है. देन who says it is possible to fly without motors? Who says it is possible to fly without motors but not fly without knowledge and skills? It was Wilbur Wright. Not that important of a question, but yes, it could come in your exam. So who says it was कहते हैं who says it is possible to fly without motors but not without knowledge and skill? So it is Wilbur Wright. This could also come, I do not know. ठीक है. So while installing the engines of extreme care is needed to be taken care of the thrust line and the propeller is in line with the fuselage. जब तुम we have to usually take care whenever you're installing an engine, right? So you have to do it with extreme caution, and it is needed to be ensured that the thrust line होती है which acts perpendicular of the propeller, it should be in line with the fuselage, मतलब एक coordinate line में होनी चाहिए. ठीक है. Then how many types of aero modelings are there? 4 types of aero modelings are there. Chunk glider is also known as blackbird. Chunk glider is also known as blackbird. ठीक है. Chunk glider is known as The Blackbird. Which fuel is used in aerodrome number 5 petrol? Which fuel is used in aerodrome number 5 petrol? Chung glider is an example of glider. Please remember these few questions. एंड अगर इसका स्क्रीनशॉट नहीं लिया तो अभी ले लो, जाके लो, ठीक है. What is emery? It is basically to stand and shear the excess the applied on static models. And then who was William Wilbert, I think. किसने वो कोट दिया था, ये नॉलेज हो चाहिए कुछ तो, ऐसा कोई तो बक रहा था, कौन बोल रहा था ऐसा, मुझे नहीं पता कौन बोल रहा था ऐसा. ठीक है, जो भी था. तो बेसिकली ब्लैकबर्ड इज ए चंक ग्लाइडर. एंड देन जॉन स्ट्रिंग था. John String was the fellow who built 1842 में एक model which was operated by a string, and then it was quite different from the bigger models, and it was powered by 4 strokes as well as steam engines. So it was powered by क्या 4 strokes and as well as steam engines. And then one of the pioneers of aeromodeling were Alphonse Bernard, who developed and fitted the tail and the wings with bilateral angles. And then aerodrome number 5 is a petrol driven model. Who was that person who quote किसने दिया था? Basically that quote was given by okay, so that quote who gave it, let's see once. इसी में कहीं तो था, I forgot. One of the pioneers. Am I just blind और मेरे को दिख नहीं रहा है कहाँ है? Guys, can you spot it? I also who says it is possible to fly without motors? It was Wilbur Wright. Remember this name. ठीक है, तो let's quickly revise once. जल्दी. The aims of including aeromodeling in NCC curriculum is to increase the air-mindedness in the youth of our country. Dr. Thomas was the first person to discover the lifting property of a cambered aircraft surface from in comparison of the first surface. Professor Langley built aerodrome number 5. Identify the main substance which is used in aeromodeling, that is spruce. Name the miniature engines used in aeromodeling is spark ignition, glow plug, and spruce. Then the basic tools in aeromodeling are screwdriver, handrail, sandpaper. Then who built a helicopter model? It was Sir George Cayley. And then the aim of including aeromodeling in NCC curriculum is to increase air-mindedness in the youth of our country. The main wood used in aeromodeling is balsa wood, japonica, and plywood. How many types of aeromodelings are there? 4 types of aeromodelings are there. What? Jet model, CL model, that is control line model, RC model, remote control model, and glider. Chunk glider is an example of glider. Transmit radio control sets consist of transmitter, receiver, and servo unit. Plastician is used for balancing the aero model. Thinner is used for cleaning of brushes. And then fuel combination of engines that is used in aero modeling is kerosene and castrol. Quick fix aerodolite and cement used in aero modeling is adhesive materials. And then Blackbird is a chunk glider. John String was a fellow who built in 1842 and spring operated model followed by the number of different bigger models that is powered by 4-stroke as well as steam engines. One of the pioneers of aero modeling was Alphonse Bernard, who invented models fitted with tail surfaces and wings with dihedral angles. And then one of the pioneers were Alphonse Bernard, who built And then in 1878, Professor Langley built an aerodrome number 5, called also called a petrol driven model, which is what is used for sand shear to access the dope and applied on static models, that is Emery. Emery is such a pretty name also. Who says it is possible to fly without motors, but without knowledge and skill, but not without knowledge and skills? It was Wilbur Wright. And then we have, while installing the engine, extreme care is needed to be taken to ensure that the thrust line and the propeller are in line with the fuselage. And then in opposite directions, and then we have in line, sorry, not in opposite directions. How many types of aeromodeling? 4. Chunk glider is also known as Blackbird. Which fuel is used for aerodrome number 5? Petrol. Chunk glider is an example of glider. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope these questions were good enough. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and also share this video with your friends, and again help me reach 100 subscribers till the end of the month. So till then, take care and bye bye. Bye Twilights.